Sad end of Wike. Welcome to the news and please thank you for tuning in to listen. A few weeks ago, I had cause on this column to reflect on the G5, the so-called splinter group of People's Democratic Party (PDP) governors, led by Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State. The gist of my reflection was that the G5 had metamorphosed into G1, that G1 was Wike himself. I heard that his allies and the movement had gone their separate ways. Barely a week after my encapsulation of what had become of a showy movement, Wike stepped out of his closet to lend credence to my observation to wit that G5 had actually pettered out. After all the gyrations of Wike, the elections have taken place and the relevance or otherwise of the movement has now become a subject matter of history. So on what side? After all the gyrations of Wike, the elections have taken place and the relevance or otherwise of the movement has now become a subject matter of history. So on what side of history does Wike stand in this matter? Is he a hero or a villain of a struggle? To situate this, we need to know what played out in the final analysis. Wike had been reminded by keen watchers of development in our polity of what he said he would do in January 2023. The governor had in December 2022 announced with accustomed gusto and fanfare that he would pronounce his preferred presidential candidate in January. He did not stop there. He added for effect, after the announcement, he would go around the country to campaign for the candidate he has chosen. Knowing Wike and his brigade Nigerians were expected candidates. Then, as if knowing Wike and his brigade Nigerians were expected. They waited with bated breath, believing that something momentous was about to happen. But what they got was an anticlimax. January ended and Wike did not announce anyone as his preferred presidential candidate. Then, as if he dashed the expectation was not bad enough, Wike compounded matters by even denying telling Nigerians that he ever said he would announce his preferred candidate publicly. Those who have been following his grandstanding over his face-off with his party, the People's Democratic Party, knew he was not facing fact, that he wanted to lead Nigerians by the nose. However, regardless of Wike's attempt to put up a bold face over his vote face, Nigerians knew the truth. They knew that he had burnt out. He had reached a dead end in the G5 debacle. In his further attempt to pull the wool over the people's eyes, Wike said that he had told the people of Rivers State who his preferred candidate for the presidency was. At that point, people began to ask, who are Wike allies? Who is their own preferred candidate or candidates? How did the choice of a presidential candidate by the movement get individualized? How did a movement that involved 5 governors think down to a circle show between Wike and the people of Rivers State alone? These questions begged for answers, but whatever the undercurrents that drove Wike on the ground may have been, the undeniable fact is that the G5 movement died long before the February 25th election. Wike was merely pretending to be keeping it alive with his showmanship. Wike may have shield away from facing Nigerians over where his heart lay in the venture, but he knew that whatever may have taken the shine off him in this matter was not pleasant. Perhaps what may have led him in the crossroads was the disposition of his party, the PDP, to the debacle. Whereas Wike was everywhere saying everything, some of them unprintable, the leadership of a party refused to dance naked in the marketplace with him. The party tried to manage his rebellion, but he did not talk rough. He did not expel or threaten to expel the governor for bringing political party he belongs to disrepute. That refusal by PDP to go berserk as Wike did may have disarmed him. That probably explained why he was running from pillar to post. Now he appears left on a cold. So where does Wike go from here? Before the presidential election held 2 days ago, there were snippets of rumors that he was quietly working for the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Ahmed Bola Tinubu. The rumor was so embarrassing to be true. It stood against Wike preachment. That probably explained why he was not bold enough to pronounce or announce his candidate. Many wondered how Wike, who criticized the PDP to no end over matters of justice, equity, and fairness, could find accommodation in a party that is the antithesis of these cherished principles. The All Progressive Congress, as we know, is a troubled household as an aggregation of desperate entities who came together just for the purpose of power grab. APC has been having a hell of a time trying to exist as a harmonious entity. It has been managing its fault lines one way or the other until the Hawks and the party imposed same-fate candidacy on its presidential ticket. That imposition was a poison chalice which those who had wished the party well refused to drink from. Unable to come to terms with the situation, many of them left the party. Situation was particularly worrisome to Christians in the North, who have been made to feel that they are not important in the scheme of things. This has been a great source of distemper within the party. It should be recalled that while the argument over the Muslim ticket was raging, Wike was one of those who berated the All Progressive Congress for the indiscretion. So, what changed? How did Wike become the super salesman of the Muslim ticket? What can be deduced from here is that Wike is not a man of principle. He is just an opportunist. That is why he does not think through issues before he gets garrulous. The battle can be said to be over now that election has taken place without Wike working for the People Democratic Party. But how will Wike be remembered in this whole drama? How did he fare? The man needs to tell his story before the chapter closes. Nigerians are interested in knowing how he lost his flock. Before now, he was shepherding 4 governors, but he ended up being alone. His ally, Governor Samalotom of Benue State, declared support for Labour Party presidential candidate, P2B. Seyi Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, was at home with his kinsman, Bola Tinubu. It was not quite clear where the governors of Abia and Enugu State stood on the matter, but whatever choice they made did not raise eyebrow because they were careful and studied in their silences. There is always a time when silence can be golden. For Wike, what started as a principal struggle eventually lost steam. It melted into thin air, and apparently because principle in a strange bedfellow and his life of contradictions. Wike is indeed a villain of the struggle. Well, the election has come and gone, but I tell you, Wike's part, the role he played will never be forgotten. I told the people that I'm also going to be surprised if Wike if Wike supported the Labour Party. The same Wike that made PDP too hot for P2B, that did not give him, no. I was like, I'm going to be surprised, but I'm not going to be surprised if he supported the APC, and that is what he has done. Sincerely, I was one of those who said Wike was fighting for justice, but on the other thoughts now, all those things he was doing it just to get attention, and it got the attention. I'm looking forward to, seeing him being the minister of one particular ministry, because now waiting the fight for that. He said that he's a minister, or I don't think he's, the minister they go give him because he's not coming out for senator, he's not coming out for any other thing. We keep waiting and watching. The election is far from being over because of the disenfranchisement, it not being free, frank, credible. Until we get the end of this matter on these elections, if we're still here with you, please stay tuned for more updates. Okay, on those notes, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.